Good morning everyone, my name is Jamel Rivera and this is my video presentation about patrol procedures in LEA 104. Patrol procedures. Observe precautionary measured and safety while patrol. Kailangan obserbahan natin ang paligid at ang sarili nating kaligtasan habang nagpapatrol. Observe defense driving and follow traffic rules and regulations. Sumunod palagi sa traffic rules and regulations. Select routes which provide the best visibility. Piliin lagi yung mas mabilis na daanan habang nagpapatrol. Patrol members must be always on the look for indication of vices and their illegal activities in their beat. Kailan habang nagpapatrol, obserba natin kung may illegal activities ba na nangyari sa lugar na pinagpapatrol na natin. Be observant of people, places, situation, or conditions and develop a suspicious attitude, especially if the subject appears to be slightly out of ordinary. Maging mapagmatsyag sa lahat ng oras, sitwasyon o saang man lugar. Keep under close observation actions of juvenile robbers, makers, alligators, and the mental retarded person. Be familiar as much as possible with non-criminal, example, convicts residing. Maging familiar sa mga maaring tao o maaari isa palang wanted na kriminal. Patrol procedures are essential for maintaining security and safety in various settings, including law enforcement, security guard service, and even neighborhood watch programs. The primary purpose of patrol procedure is to deter crime, identify and respond to threats, and provide a visible presence to promote a sense of safety and security. In law enforcement, patrol procedures typically involve patrolling designated areas, such as neighborhoods, commercial districts, or public spaces, in a systematic and strategic manner. Officers may use patrol cars, bicycles, or foot patrols to cover their assigned areas. One common patrol strategy is known as community policing, where officers develop relationships with community members to gain trust and cooperation in preventing and solving crimes. This approach involves engaging with residents, business owners, and community organizations to address local issues and concerns. Patrol procedures also include conducting regular security checks of buildings, facilities, and other assets to ensure that they are secure and protected from unauthorized access. Security personnel often follow specific protocols for checking doors, windows, gates, and other entry points to detect any signs of intrusion or tampering. When patrolling an area, it's crucial for officers or security guards to remain vigilant and observant of their surroundings. They should be aware of any suspicious activities, individuals, or items that could pose a potential threat to safety and security. If if any such concerns are identified, it's important to report them immediately to the inappropriate authorities. In addition to physical patrols, modern technology has also transformed patrol procedures through the use of surveillance cameras, GPS tracking, and other monitoring systems. These tools can enhance the effectiveness of patrols by providing real-time information and evidence that can aid in preventing and investigating incidents. Proper documentation is a key aspect of patrol procedures. Officers or security guards are typically required to maintain detailed records of their patrol activities, including the areas covered, incidents observed, action taken, and any relevant information gathered during their patrols. This documentation serves as valuable resource for analyzing trends, identifying patterns, and improving overall security measures. Duties of patrol supervisors. Patrol supervisors play a crucial role in law enforcement agencies by overseeing the daily operation of patrol officers and ensuring the safety and security of the community. Here are some key duties of patrol supervisors. Leadership and supervisions. Patrol supervisors are responsible for providing leadership and guidance to patrol officers. They oversee the day-to-day operation of the patrol unit, assign task officers, and ensure all duties are carried out effectively and efficiently. To training and development. Patrol office supervisors are involved in training and developing patrol officers. They provide guidance and policies and procedures as well as ongoing training to ensure that officers are equipped with the necessary skill and knowledge to perform. Staff scheduling. Patrol supervisors are responsible for creating work schedules for patrol officers. Must have to ensure that there is adequate coverage all times to respond to emergencies and calls for service. Performance evaluation. Patrol officers assess their performance and provide feedback for improvement. They may also identify training needs and opportunities for advancement. Critical incident response. In the event of critical incidents such major accidents, crimes, or natural disaster, patrols supervisors are responsible for coordinating the response efforts of patrol officers to ensure public safety and security. Community engagement. Patrol supervisors play a key role fostering positive relations between law enforcement agencies and the community. They may attend community meetings, organize outreach programs, and address community concerns to build trust and cooperation. Policy implementation. Patrol supervisors ensure that patrol officers adhere to departmental policies and procedures. They also stay up to date on change in law and regulations to ensure compliance. Resource management. Patrol supervisors are responsible for managing resources with patrol unit, including vehicles. Emergency response. Patrol supervisors are trained to respond to emergencies, may be required to take command incident scenes to coordinate response efforts and ensure the safety of public and the public officers. Report review and approval. Patrol supervisors review and approve reports submit by patrol officers to ensure accuracy, completeness, and compliance with departmental standards. Conflict resolution. Patrol supervisors may be called upon to resolve conflicts or disputes that arise among patrol officers or between officers, community members. They must handle such situations professionally and effectively. Risk management. Patrol supervisor assess risk and vulnerabilities within their patrol unit and develop strategies to mitigate potential threats to officer safety and public security. Administrative patrol duties. Supervisors are responsible for various administrative tasks as maintaining records, preparing reports, and attending meetings to discuss departmental priorities and initiatives. Overall, patrol supervisors play a critical role in the effective functioning of law enforcement agencies. Their leadership, supervisions, and decision-making skills are essential in ensuring the safety and security of the community they serve. Guidelines and procedures when responding to calls for police assistance. Gather and note down in the patrol officer's logbook all available data as to nature of the call, date, time, and name of the caller. It may be regular, urgent, or emergency. Ilagay daw sa logbook yung impormasyon, date and time, tsaka yung pangalan ng caller. The manner approach will be dependent on the nature of the call, whether with haste, secrecy, with or without flashlight and sirens. Consider the pertinent factor like the time, traffic condition, and possibly of greater damage and the neighborhood characteristics. Stop the patrol car some distance from the scene. Approach the scene on foot, complete silence, and exercise extreme caution. Immediately attend to the injured unless the other member of the patrol are immediately immediate danger. Focus all efforts to arrest criminals. However, priority shall be given to aiding the injured. Determine the crime committed, identify and question briefly the victim, complainant, and possible witnesses at the scene. Tingnan daw kung anong crime yung nangyari. Tanungin daw yung biktima, yung complainant, saka yung mga possible na witnesses doon sa crime scene. 8. If the suspect or criminals have fled the scene before the arrival of the patrol team, immediately relay the composition, armament, appearance, and model and direction escape of the suspect to the operation center for the conduct of dragnet operation. 9. When the responding to street fights brawls, the patrol member should call backup before intervening. If there are no injuries and sufficient corroborative statement obtained to identify who started the fight, disperse the crowd and make complete notes. Never treat calls or complainants loud noises caused by barking dogs, trunks, appliances, and parties as negligible or a nuisance. They only need courteous and tactful intervention. When responding to calls for police assistance due to plant or found explosive, never attempt to handle, move, or lift the object. Instead, contact Operation Center and request for explosive ordnance disposal team. Onlookers must be promptly led to safe distance away from the scene. Kapag may nakikita daw po silang bomba, huwag daw po basta-basta hawakan or galawin. Tapos tumawag na lang daw po sila ng eksperto sa mga explosives, tulad ng explosive ordnance disposal team, and pumunta po sa ligtas na lugar na malayo sa crime scene. When responding to calls from owner or warehouses, bars or inns, or any other similar establishment during nighttime, request the owner to put the lights off before entering the establishment. Do not attempt to arbitrate and resolve conflicts, difference between neighbors, landlords, tenants, husbands, and wife. Reactive patrol. Ito po yung mga police officers na rumeresponde sa mga tawag, tsaka po yung nag-iimbestiga sa nangyaring insidente sa mga lugar. Preventive patrol. Ito po yung mga patrol officers na uniform officers. Preventive patrol. Utilize marked patrol units and uniform officers that randomly patrol and are responsible for service within a designated area to act deterrent to future criminals. Ito po yung mga patrol officers natin na nagpapatrol sa iba't ibang lugar para maiwasan yung krimen. Proactive patrol improves on the previous types by attempting to prevent crime before it happens. Rule number 10. Spot checks, accosting, and pat-down searches. Spot check accosting. The police officer may stop an individual for the purpose of conducting a spot check, accosting only when reasonable suspicion exists. Reasonable suspicion must be more than just a hunch or feeling. In justifying the stop, the police officer must be able to point to specific facts that, when taken together with rational inferences, reasonably warrant to stop. Such facts include, but are not limited to, the following: the appearance of demeanor of the individual suggests that he is a part of a criminal enterprise or is engaged in criminal act. Ang itsura niya ay nagpapakita na siya ay parte o may ginawang krimen. The actions of the individual suggest that he is engaged in criminal activity. Kapag ang kinikilos ng isang individual ay kahina-hinala. Questionable presence of the individual in the area. 4. The subject is carrying a suspicious object. Kapag ang subject ay may dala-dalang kahina-hinalang gamit na maaaring gamitin sa krimen. Number 5. The suspect's clothing bulges in the manner that suggests he is carrying a weapon. Ito yung kapag alam mong may tinatago sa katawan or sa bulsa na kahinala, if may baril man o kutsilyo ang iyong pinahinto. Number 6. The suspect has been found in the time and place proximate an alleged crime. Number 7. The police officer has knowledge of the suspect's prior criminal record or involvement in criminal activity. Kapag alam ng isang officer na may record yung nahuli niya sa paggawa ng krimen. Number 8. The individual flees at the sight of police officer. Kapag pinahinto ka ng isang police officer sa checkpoint, tapos tinakbuhan mo siya, yun ay kahinahinala na sa kanilang mata. Rule 10.1. Grounds for spot check and search. Body freeze pat-down search. A police officer has the right to perform a pat-down search if the individual has been legitimate stopped with reasonable suspicion and when the police officer has reason to believe that the individual possessed weapon on his person and possess a threat to the police officers or another person's safety. Ito yung kinakandak ng mga police officers during checkpoint kapag sila ay may pinapahinto at yung taong yon ay may kahinahinalang kilos. Dahil baka may tinatago itong mga deadly weapons like kutsilyo, diba? Kutsilyo, baril, or baka may illegal na droga. Circumstances which may justify pat-down search. Number 1. The type of crime believed to be committed by the subject, particularly crimes of violence where the threat of use of deadly weapon is involved. Number 2. Where the police officer handles several suspects. Kapag daw ang police officers ay maraming hinawakang suspect. Number 4. Prior knowledge by the police officers of the suspect use of force and or propensity to carry deadly weapons. Number 5. The appearance and demeanor of the subject. Number 6. Visual indications suggesting that the suspect is carrying a firearm or other deadly weapon. Kung sa tingin ng mga police officers na ang suspect na pinahinto nila ay may daladalang deadly weapon or firearm. Whenever possible, pat-down searches should be performed by the police officer of the same gender. Ang pat-down searches daw po ay pinaperform ng mga police officer pero same gender. For example, babae yung nahuli. Tapos babae din yung magpa-pat-down search doon. 10.2. Procedures and guidelines. A. Spot check. Accosting. Number 1. When approaching the individual, the police officer shall clearly identify himself as a police officer. If not in uniform, the police officer must identify himself by announcing his identity and displaying official identification card or badge. Kapag lalapitan ng police officer ang isang individual, ay kailangan niyang ipakilala ang sarili niya or magbigay ng identification card or mag-display ng badge sa kanyang damit. Police officers shall be courteous at all times but maintain caution and remain vigilant for suspicious movements like attempting to retrieve weapon, conceal or discard contraband, or other similar action. Kailangan maging mapagmatsyag sa bawat kilos o galaw ang isang police officer at obserbahang mabuti ang mga taong nasa paligid niya. Before approaching more than one individual, police officers should determine whether the circumstances warrant a request for backup and whether the spot check accosting should be delayed until such backup arrives. Number 4. The police officer shall be confined their questions as to the person's identity, place of residence, and other inquiries necessary to resolve the police officer's suspicion. However, in no instance shall a police officer hold person longer than the period reasonably necessary to be able to make these limited inquiries and to resolve suspicions. Number 5. Police officers are not required to inform the persons of his rights under the law, Miranda warning, anti-torture law, unless the person is placed under arrest. Hindi daw required na i-inform ng police officer sa suspect yung ang kanya rights kasi hindi naman siya under arrest. Rule 10.3. Reporting after the spot check, accosting or pat-down search. If after conducting a spot check, accosting or pat-down search, the police officer has no basis for making an arrest, he should record the facts of such spot check, accosting or pat-down search and forward a report to the appropriate authority. If the spot check, accosting or pat-down search give a justifying occasion for a valid warrantless arrest, then an arrest shall be made. Rule 11. Checkpoints. 11.1. Authority to establish checkpoints. Checkpoint is a place where the police check vehicular pedestrian traffic in order to enforce circulation control measures and other laws, orders, and regulations. The establishment of checkpoints must always be authorized by the head of office of territorial PNP unit and manned by uniformed PNP personnel. Other units directly involved in an operation may establish mobile checkpoints in coordination with the unit commander in the area. 11.2. Composition. In the conduct of checkpoint, the checkpoint team shall be composed of, but not limited to, the following. A. Team leader. Team leader shall lead and take responsibility in the conduct of checkpoint, preferably an officer with the rank at least police inspector. Kailangan daw yung team leader sa checkpoint ay may rank na at least police inspector. B. Spotter. PNP personnel who will point profile suspected vehicle subject for checkpoint. C. Spokesperson. Team leader or member who is in charge of communicating with the motorist subject for checkpoint. Yung spokesperson daw po yung in charge sa pag-communicate sa mga motorista in case na meron silang violation. D. Investigation Subteam. In charge of investigation and documentation of possible incidents in the checkpoint to include issuance of traffic citation ticket or traffic violation report. Yung investigation subteam daw po yung in charge kung sakaling may posibleng insidente dun sa nasabing checkpoint na ginagawa nila. Letter E. Search Arresting Subteam. Designated to conduct seizure, search, and arrest if necessary. Ito daw po yung nagkakandak ng search and seizure and arrest sa checkpoint. Letter F. Security Subteam. Tasked to provide security in the checkpoint area. Sila daw po yung mga nagbabantay doon sa may checkpoint. G. Blocking Pursuing Subteam. Team tasked to block pursue fleeing suspect or vehicle. Ito daw po yung mga motoristang tumatakas kapag nakita sila ng checkpoint. Tapos ang ginagawa po ng blocking pursuing subteam is hinahabol po nila yung mga suspect na patatakas. Rule 11.3. Guidelines. Mobile checkpoints are authorized only when established in conjunction with ongoing police operation Only officially marked vehicles with blinkers turned on, if available, shall be used in establishing mobile checkpoints. Letter B. Checkpoints are established to enforce circulation control measures, laws, order, and regulations, and when there is a need to arrest criminal or fugitive from justice. The composition of the personnel manning the checkpoint shall be left to the sound discretion of the team leader, with the consideration of female PNP officer in team, especially when there is an anticipated female suspect. Kapag daw po may female suspect during checkpoint, ang mag-search lang doon is yung female officer lang din. The minimum police checkpoint team should at least be composed of an 8-man complement with 3 verifiers, 1 spotter, 1 team leader, 1 profiler, 1 rear security, and 1 advanced security. Letter E. The team manning checkpoints must have immediate contact with the LGU's Public Attorney's Office, PAO, or any member of the Philippine Bar, and or the media for drug cases. The team should encourage the participants of, but not limited to, the local government units, civil society groups, non-governmental organizations, business organization, other civil groups, media, and other stakeholders during the conduct of police checkpoints operation. The participation of the civilians and the presence of the media in the conduct of checkpoint must be confined only as observers to give police additional eyes and promote transparency of activities in the area. The participants of civilians and the media serve as extra eyes in conducting police checkpoint operation. They only serve as observers and nothing more. All civil groups or organizations, to include the media, who are inclined to participate in the police checkpoints must be duty registered and accredited by the PNP for such purpose. The accreditation of civilian groups to join in the conduct of checkpoint shall be administered by the police regional and provincial officers. PNP personnel manning the checkpoint must have a presentable appearance, wearing the prescribed PNP uniform. Likewise, the civilian members must also be in their organization's uniform, with their names conspicuously displayed for identification. In no case shall the civilian components be allowed to bear firearms during the checkpoint. J. In Metro Manila and the other major cities, the police officers manning the checkpoint should not wear field service uniform or black fatigues in lie on the PNP office attires unless the conduct of a checkpoint is a result of a hot pursuit operation or high-risk checkpoint. The use of mixed uniforms, GOA, FSU, black fatigue in the conduct of checkpoint is strictly prohibited. Hindi daw pwedeng magsuot ang mga police officers during checkpoint ng FSU or black fatigues, GOA, unless high risk checkpoint yung ginagawa nila or hot pursuit operation. Okay, as much as possible, the area where the checkpoint shall be established must properly lighted with unnoticeable signage bearing the name of the PNP unit and participating organization visibly displayed in the checkpoint site to prevent any apprehension from the public of the existence of the same. I. Due courtesy must be accorded to the motorists, traders, and the commuters during the conduct of checkpoint. Titingnan din natin yung sitwasyon ng mga motorista, kung paano sila makiusap sa atin, at kung mapagbibigyan ba natin sila. Titingnan natin yung reason nila kung valid ba. bilang isang police officers during checkpoint kung valid naman yung reason nila. Pagbibigyan naman natin. The spokesperson must greet the people subject for inspection, extend apology for the inconvenience, appeal for understanding, and state the reason of the operation. Upon completion, thank the person searched. Except in the actual commission of the crime, checkpoints, or in hot pursuit operation, the conduct of inspection of vehicle during a routine checkpoint is limited to a visual search and therefore must be done with due respect to innocent passerby commuters or bystanders and be conducted in manner that is at least inconvenience to the public. Search and seizures and arrests made during checkpoint shall be within the ambit of law. Letter O. Violations and infraction of the law discovered during the checkpoint operation shall be expeditiously disposed of following legal procedures. Arrested person must be apprised of their rights with respect to the Miranda Doctrine. Lahat daw ng suspect na na-aresto during checkpoint ay kailangan basahan ng Miranda rights. P. The security of the PNP personnel must most especially that of the civilians participating in the checkpoint operation must be given due consideration in planning of the operation. Only the security sub-team and blocking pursuing sub-team members are allowed to display high-powered firearms. Should be positioned where they can best provide security to the checkpoint team including themselves. Only the security and blocking pursuing sub-team lang daw po na member ang pwede mag-allowed at mag-display ng high-powered firearms. R. Checkpoint personnel must not limit their task law enforcement and crime deterrence. They should also be ready to provide police assistance in vicinity, giving directions to inquiring motorists or passersby. Ang mga PNP personnel daw po during checkpoints ay pwedeng magbigay ng assistance sa mga motorista. For example, kung magtatanong kung saan yung tamang direction sa pupuntahan nila. S. The PNP operating units must provide their own logistical and financial requirements to avoid soliciting support from the civilians for their personal or operational needs. T. Police personnel assigned in the checkpoint shall not must extort or harass driver, passengers, and traders. Designated team leader assigned at the checkpoint shall be responsible for the actions and behavior of his personnel and shall be accountable under doctrine of command responsibility. Ang mga PNP personnel daw po na naka-assign sa checkpoint ay hindi dapat mangharas ng mga drivers, passengers, and traders. Kasi yung team leader daw yung magiging responsable kung magiging responsable siya sa magiging behavior ng kanyang mga tauhan. Voluntary offers or cash or in kind from the traders motorists passing the checkpoint should be absolutely refused because the offer might be misconstrued as a bribe. Ang voluntaryong pag-aabot daw ng mga traders or motorista doon sa checkpoint na ginagawa nila ay pinagbabawal dahil maaari silang makasuhan ng bribery. V. The police and the civilian component must separately submit their after checkpoint operation report to their respective units or organization for proper evaluation of the efficacy of the operation. Ang mga PNP personnel daw pala nag-conduct ng checkpoint na yun ay kailangan mag-report sa kanilang respective units or organization for proper evaluation of the efficacy of the operation. Rule 11.4 Procedure in the conduct of regular police checkpoint. A. Unit commander should inform higher headquarters, tactical operation centers, and coordinate with adjacent units such as public safety company forces and other friendly forces personally or through an official representative before commencing with the checkpoint to avoid miscounter and any untoward incident. B. The team leader shall brief the PNP personnel as well as the civilian components present including the media regarding the proper conduct of the checkpoint and their assigned tasks prior to their deployment. Yung team leader daw po ay kailangan i-brief muna yung mga PNP personnel regarding sa proper na pag-conduct ng checkpoint. Saka yung kanilang yung i-assign sa kanilang task. C. The team leader shall initially account for the PNP personnel and check they are the prescribed uniform. PNP personnel conducting the checkpoint shall display their nameplates all times. If wearing jacket, the flap of the jacket bearing their name should also be displayed. Likewise, the equipment will include but not limited to the following: 1. Marked patrol vehicles, 2. Firearms with basic load of ammunition, 3. Handheld and vehicle-based radios, 4. Flashlight, 5. Megaphones, video cameras, signage, warning signs, slow down checkpoints ahead, checkpoint 20 meters ahead, and information signs, name of the team leader, and unit. Dito daw sa C, kailangan yung mga PNP personnel ay nakasuot na kanilang prescribed uniform. And kapag naman naka-jacket, kailangan daw nilang maglagay ng nameplates. D. The spotter of the team will be prepositioned in a place where he can best point profile suspected vehicles prior to their approach to the checkpoint. Search arresting subteam shall flag down suspected vehicles and conduct search and seizure and arrest if necessary. Ang search and arresting subteam daw po ay papahintuin ang nasabing suspected vehicles and magkakonduct sila ng search and seizure and arrest kung kinakailangan. F. In the event of seized drugs, the team having initial custody and control of the drugs shall immediately conduct physical inventory and photograph the same in the presence of the accused or the persons from whom such items were confiscated, and or seized, or his/her representative or counsel, a representative from the media and DOJ, any elected public official who shall be required to sign the copy of the inventory and be given a copy thereof. Arrested persons and seized items shall be turned over to the investigation subteam for documentation and proper disposition. In the event that the checkpoint is ignored and the occupants of the vehicle open fire, the personnel manning the checkpoint reasonable force to overcome the suspect's aggression may be employed. Yung mga arrested persons daw po is ito turn over sa investigation subteam for documentation and proper disposition. Kapag daw po inignore yung checkpoint tapos may nagpaputok sa sasakyan or nakaangkas sa motor tapos pinaputokan yung nag-checkpoint, is maaari silang gumante. Age. Inform higher headquarters before terminating the conduct of checkpoint. Bago daw pahintuin yung checkpoint, kailangan mo na kontakin yung higher headquarters. The team leader shall conduct debriefing of personnel after terminating the checkpoint. Yung team leader daw po is magkakandak muna ng debriefing bago isara yung nasabing checkpoint. Siguro para mag-report. J. Unit commander shall submit after activity to report higher headquarters. 11.5. Procedure in the conduct of on-the-spot hasty checkpoints. A PNP personnel conducting mobile patrols on board patrol vehicles will initially man the checkpoint to be complemented by additional personnel upon arrival of reinforcement. A collapsed signage with markings "Stop Police Checkpoint" if available, indicating also the name of the concerned police office unit conducting the operation, will be used for the purpose. B. In the case of PNP personnel conducting internal security operation or foot patrol, where the vehicle and collapsible signage is not readily available, the checkpoint shall be manned initially by said personnel. The team shall immediately inform higher headquarters of the exact location of the Hasti checkpoint to include personnel involved and available equipment. Kailangan daw po i-inform ng team yung higher headquarters ng exact location na kinakandak nilang Hasti checkpoint. In a Hasti checkpoint, where there is a possibility of high-risk stop and high-risk arrest, and there is an urgency for troop development and that public safety might be at risk, the participation of the civilian component and the presence of the media in the checkpoint operations and shall not be allowed. E. The team unit commander of the personnel manning the Hasti checkpoint shall immediately send additional personnel, equipment, and signage to the area in order to convert the Hasti checkpoint in a regular checkpoint. F. As soon as the Hasti checkpoint is converted into a regular checkpoint, team leader shall follow the procedures under Rule 11.4c. Rule 11.6. General procedure to be followed when the checkpoints are ignored. When the checkpoints are ignored, the following shall be observed. A. In the event the checkpoints roadblocks are ignored and the motorist suspects bump the roadblocks in an attempt to elude arrest or avoid inspection, the team leader shall immediately contact the adjacent units to inform them of the situation so that these units can conduct dragnet operation or police defensive roadblock, while the members of the blocking pursuing team shall block or pursue the errant fleeing motorist. B. Warning shots shall not be allowed due to the confusion it may create for the drivers and passengers of the vehicle. Megaphones or police sirens shall be used instead during the pursuit. The plate number of the vehicle shall be noted and given to the other units in adjacent areas to prevent the possibility that the vehicle may elude the pursuit operation. Ang warning shots daw po ay prohibited kasi magkokosto ng takot sa passenger ng driver na nasabing vehicle unless gumamit na lang ng megaphones or police siren during the pursuit. And mahalaga din daw na isulat yung plate number na nasabing sasakyan and ibigay ito sa ibang unit. C. In the event that the occupants of the vehicle open fire on the personnel manning the checkpoint, reasonable force to overcome the suspect aggression may be employed. Kapag meron daw pong nagpapatok doon sa nasabing checkpoint ng mga suspect, ay pwedeng gumanti ating mga police officers. 11.7. Procedures in flagging down or accosting vehicle while in mobile car. This rule is general concept and will not apply in hot pursuit operations. The mobile car crew shall undertake the following when applicable. A. Call headquarters to provide information on the make or type and plate number of the motor vehicles to be accosted and, if possible, identity of occupants. B. State the reason for the planned intervention of the suspected motor vehicle. C. Give the mobile car's location and its direction before making actual intervention. Try to get alongside the suspect's vehicle and check the occupants without alarming them of your purpose. You can even overtake the vehicle and wait it for an advantageous location before stopping the suspect vehicle. Determine whether the suspects are hostile or not. Make known to the suspect that you are after them through the use of a siren or megaphone. Instruct the drivers to pull over or stop on side of the road. Park behind the suspect's vehicles at the appropriate distance and cautiously approach the vehicle on the driver's side. Talk to the driver in the most courteous manner and inform him of the nature of his violation. Demand to see driver's license, photocopies of the certificates of registration of the official receipt. Examine these documents and counter-check the driver on the information reflected therein. M. If the concerned traffic violators immediately issue the traffic citation ticket or traffic violation report, never indulge in prolonged unnecessary conversation or argument with the driver or any of the vehicle's occupants. In case of other violation that require the impounding of the vehicle, inform the driver regarding this situation and instruct him to follow you after issuing the citation traffic violation report or traffic citation ticket. Before moving out, inform headquarters regarding the situation, status, and disposition of the person and motor vehicle accosted. 11.8 Dealing with hostile situation. The following are the procedures to be followed in dealing with hostile drivers. Stop vehicles. 1. Follow the procedure started in paragraphs A to C of Rule 11.7. Immediately request for backup. Follow the suspect, always keep him with visual range. Expect that the suspect will notice your action at any time. Be prepared for hot pursuit or actual hostile confrontation. If the backup is already in vicinity, inform headquarters that you are proceeding to accost the suspect. Inform the suspect that you are after them through the use of siren or megaphone and instruct the driver to pull over or stop on the side of the street. Park at an appropriate distance behind the suspect vehicle. While the vehicle is being approached, the other members of crew and pack must have guard for any eventuality. Overreaction or aggression on the part of the police should be avoided. Park at the appropriate distance behind the suspect's vehicle. While the vehicle is being approached, the other members of the crew and back up must be guarded for even eventuality. Overreaction or aggression on the part of police should be avoided. If the vehicle's windows are heavily tinted and the occupants cannot be seen, instruct the driver to open all windows for clear view of the vehicle's interior. Direct the drivers and the other occupants of the vehicle not to make unnecessary movements and to show their hands outside the car. Instruct the drivers to turn off the ignition and toss the key to the ground. Demand to see the driver's license and photocopies of the vehicle's certificates and registrations and the official receipt. Examine the documents and counter-check the driver on the information reflected therein. And if there are other suspects aside from the driver, separate them from one another. 11.9 High risk stop and high risk arrest. A. Initial stage. Upon receipt of information involving movement of armed persons or person, either either singly or in group, including unauthorized movement of government troops, or in immediate response to a report commission of crime perpetrated by armed persons. The PNP shall immediately: Number 1. Organize appropriate tactical security forces utilizing maximum power and armor assets. Deploy the security forces to stopping zones in defensive position. Seal up the area and establish strong roadblocks barricades. B. Effecting a high-risk stop. When effecting high-risk stop, the police officer shall exert most effort to persuade the suspect to stop their movement. 2. Start the procedural conduct of regular warrantless arrest, where arrest is inevitable. 3. Ensure proper documentation of the process. Number 4. Respect the rights of all persons involved. C. During violent stage, PNP shall strictly adhere to the PNP operational procedures, particularly the use of force. Kailangan na nilang gumamit ng dahas kasi violent stage na yun. Police defensive roadblock is a temporary installation or hastily built barricade set up halting traffic to facilitate the apprehension neutralization of an armed person suspect on board a motor vehicle. PNP Command Memorandums Circular Number 25 to 30, Establishment of the Police Defensive Roadblocks. A. Precautions in establishing police defensive roadblocks. A police defensive roadblock may be established in any of the following situations. The object vehicle must be the subject of a recent flash alarm. The driver occupants of the vehicle are presumed hostile and will not stop at the checkpoint. Yung driver daw ng vehicle na yun ay hostile, tsaka hindi siya mag-i-stop sa checkpoint. Number 2. The vehicle disregarded a police established checkpoint when flagged down. The identified vehicle and occupants must be the subject of the case combat operational plan. There is an authorized troop movement, or there must validated information of any of the following: ongoing hot pursuit police case, movement of suspected armed forces on board a motor vehicle, report of suspended armed men who have just committed a crime, vehicle carrying escape prison or armed motorcycle riding criminal. Procedures in establishing roadblock. Organize appropriate sufficient police tactical security forces utilizing maximum firepower and armor assets, if any, with the following team composition. Number 1. Team leader shall lead and take responsibility in the conduct of roadblock, preferably an officer with the rank of at least police inspector. Forward observer spotter, PNP personnel who will point profile suspected vehicle subject for roadblock. Spokesperson, team leader or member who is solely in charge of communicating with the armed suspects on board a motor vehicle subject for roadblock. Sniper, to render the vehicle operational to avoid escape and provide firepower support to neutralize armed and hostile suspect during firefight. Investigation subteam, in charge of investigation and documentation of the roadblock. Search arresting subteam, designated to conduct search, seizure, and arrest. Security subteam, tasked to provide security in the roadblock area and ensure inclusion of other vehicles and civilians not subject of roadblocks. Blocking pursuing subteam, tasked to block pursuing fleet suspect vehicle. Sila yung tagahabol ng mga tumatakas na suspect. Medical subteam. Tasked to provide immediate medical assistance if necessary. Additional tactical personnel team may be employed depending on the size of the hostiles, and videographer tasked to take videos of the entire roadblock operation. During the roadblock, establish forward observers, spotters, and rear checkpoints. Deploy security forces in strategic and defensive position. Establish a strong roadblock on selected strategic areas. Deploy road spikes or try deflation system if available. Ensure that the whole intervention procedure is documented by videographer. As much as possible, the area where the roadblock shall be established must be properly lighted up. Noticeable signage bearing the name of the PNP unit, visible displayed and in safe distance from a populated area to prevent collateral damage if a firefight ensues. Police car must light be turned on at all times during operations. Identify yourself, rank, name unit verbally and make known to the suspects that you are after them through the use of siren or megaphones. If the vehicle's windows are heavily tinted and the occupants cannot be seen, instruct the driver to open all windows to have a clear view of the interior of the vehicle. Kapag daw madilim yung bintana ng may-ari ng sasakyan, sasabihan siya ng police officers na ibaba yung bintana para sa clear view. Tsaka for safety din. J. Instruct the driver to turn off the ignition if this was not done when the vehicle stopped, and order to the occupants to disembark followed by their hands to be placed on top of the vehicle. Sasabihan ng police officers yung driver na patayin yung sasakyan at itapon yung susi sa lapag, tapos itaas yung kamay, tapos ilagay sa taas ng sasakyan. Okay. The other members of the team must be on guard for any eventuality while the vehicle is being approached. At yung ibang member ng police personnel is kailangan nakabantay lang sa likod kung sakaling may mangyaring di inaasahan. Rule number 12. Internal Security Operations. What is internal security operation? Internal security operation refers to military and police operation to suppress insurgency and other serious threats to national security. IOS, National Development Operations, are basic weapons of the government in counter-insurgency operations. Is defined as the type of operation and assistance provided by the AFP to maintain, restore, or establish a climate of order within which responsible government can function effectively and without which progress can be achieved. Internal security operations are essential for organizations to protect their assets, employees, and sensitive information from various threats, including physical instructions, cyber attacks, insider threats, and other security risks. This operation aims to establish robust security measures and safeguard the organization's interests and ensure continuity of operations in the face of potential disruptions. One key aspect of internal security operation is conducting risk assessments to identify vulnerabilities and potential threats within the organizations. This involves evaluating physical security information, security, access controls, employees' behavior, and other factors that could pose risks to the organization's security posture. By understanding this risk, security professionals can develop mitigation strategies and implement appropriate safeguards to minimize potential vulnerabilities. Access control is a critical component of internal security operations. Organizations implement access control measures to regulate who has access to physical premises, digital resources, sensitive information, and critical systems. This can include using keycards, biometric system, access codes, and other mechanisms to authenticate and authorize individuals to enter restricted areas or access specific resources. Monitoring and surveillance technologies play a crucial role in internal security operations. Video surveillance cameras, intrusion detection systems, access logs, and other monitoring tools help security personnel track activities within the organizations, identify suspicious behavior or incidents, and respond promptly to security threats. These technologies provide valuable data for investigation, evidence collection, and incident response. Incident response is another important aspect of internal security operations. Organizations must have well-defined protocols and procedures in place to respond effectively to security incidents such as breaches, intrusions, unauthorized access, or other security breaches. This including establishing incident response teams, conducting training exercise, and developing response plans to handle various types of security incidents efficiently. Employee training and awareness programs are essential for maintaining a strong internal security posture. Employees are often to the first line to defend against security threats, and therefore they need to be educated on security best practice policies, procedures, and potential risks. Training programs can help employees recognize punishing attempts, social engineering tactics, and other common tactics used by malicious actors to compromise security. Data protection and information security are critical components of internal security operations. Essentially, the digital age. Organizations must implement encryption, access controls, data loss prevention measures, and other security mechanisms to protect sensitive information from unauthorized access, theft, or manipulation. Regular backups, secure data storage practice, and cybersecurity awareness initiatives can help organizations safeguard their valuable data assets. Collaboration with external partners such as law enforcement agencies, cybersecurity experts, and industry associations can enhance internal security operations. Organizations can benefit from sharing threat intelligence, best practice, and resources with external partners to strengthen their security posture and respond effectively to emerging security threats. Compliance with regulatory requirements and industry standards is also a crucial consideration for internal security operations. Organizations must adhere to relevant regulations and standards governing security, privacy, data protection, and other access to avoid legal liabilities and ensure the trust and confidence of stakeholders. Overall, internal security operations are a multifaceted endeavor that requires a proactive and holistic approach to safeguarding organizational assets, mitigating risk, and responding effectively to security incidents. By implementing robust security measures, fostering a security conscious culture, investing in technology, and training with collaborating with external partners, organizations can enhance their internal security posture and protect themselves against a wide range of security threats. General Mandate. The PNP is mandated to provide active support to the Armed Forces of the Philippines (AFP) in the internal security operation for the suppression of the communist terrorist movement and the other serious threats to national security. Executive Order Number 546 Series of 2006 directing the Philippine National Police to undertake active support to the armed forces of the Philippines in internal security operation for the suppression of insurgency and other serious threats to national security amending certain provision of Executive Order Number 1100 of 1999 and for other purposes. Rule 12.2 The PNP in active support role. The PNP shall perform the following: A. Conduct sustained law enforcement against CTM atrocities. B. In urban areas, the PNP may assume the lead role. In IOS, the CTM other threat groups and organized crime group engage in armed offensives. The PNP units may either operate as single force or as part of joint PNP-AFP combat operations. In both cases, lateral coordination is must. Rule 12.3 Defensive position. Police stations, especially those located in far-flung areas, are priority targets of attacks, such as security measures against city atrocities must be undertaken as follows. A continuous remind all PNP personnel to be extra vigilant and security conscious in their day-to-day activities and during troop movements. B. Duty station guards shall memorize, internalize, and put into practice the 11 general orders of a duty guard. Likewise, they shall always carry their issued long firearms and ammunition. Kaya daw dala-dala nila yung kanilang mahabang firearms kapag naka-duty sila. Tsaka dapat kabisado nila yung 11 general orders. Conduct sustained inspection of the operational readiness of PNP field units stations. Always keep in mind the modus operandi, strategic tactics, and tactics being practiced employed by the CTM and other threat groups. Isa-isip lagi ang modus operandi, strategies, and taktika ng mga kalaban or other threat groups. Enhance the establishment of advanced security control points to control the ingress and egress of people in police stations. Exercise sustained vigilance and maintenance of law, order, and public safety in respective AOR through the intensified conduct of police visibility patrols. Carry out police community relation, barangay peacekeeping operation, BPO, activities in areas that are prone to infiltration and infestation of CTM fronts organizations. So again, thank you everyone for listening.